Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're tired of car companies slapping off-road badges on soft crossovers and calling them adventure vehicles, today's video is going to feel refreshing, because Toyota just did something bold. They introduced the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser Mini FJ, a compact SUV that doesn't just wear the Land Cruiser name, it earns it. And if you love machines that are built for the trail, not just for the dealership showroom, you're going to want to stick around. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy real talk about real vehicles built with purpose. Now let's get into it. The moment you see this Mini FJ, something clicks. It doesn't feel like one of those crossovers trying too hard with fake vents and plastic cladding. It just stands there with this calm confidence as if it already knows exactly what it was made to do. Boxy shape, upright windshield, squared-off fenders, and a stance that says it belongs more on a dirt trail than a mall parking lot. There's a certain honesty in its design. It looks tough without screaming about it, and that's rare in today's market. Take a second and imagine it parked on a narrow forest trail, soft light coming through the trees, a little mud on the wheel arches, tires leaving a fresh track on loose gravel. That's the world this Mini FJ belongs in, and that's what makes it exciting. Toyota didn't just shrink the Land Cruiser, they reimagined it. Instead of just taking the big version and cutting it down, they started with a purpose. Build something compact, capable, and reliable. Something you can take somewhere remote without wondering if it will let you down. And that feels very Toyota. When they get serious about durability, they don't play around. They've had decades of Land Cruisers climbing deserts, surviving war zones, crossing mountains where roads don't even exist. This Mini FJ carries that same DNA, just in a size that doesn't need a wide trail to pass through. You can feel the inspiration from the old FJ40, and even from the Land Cruiser 70 series. There's a throwback vibe, but it doesn't feel like a retro toy. It feels useful, practical, built for function first, look second. A lot of people will look at its size and assume it's not as capable. But if you've ever driven something big off-road, you know size can sometimes work against you. Tight switchbacks, deep ruts, narrow trails where trees sit just inches away from both mirrors. Big vehicles struggle. That's where something like the Mini FJ becomes a weapon. Compact means agile. Lighter means more control. Less mass fighting gravity when climbing rocks. You're not wrestling the weight. You're guiding it. Put it next to something like the Ford Bronco Sport. That Bronco looks good, but most owners will keep it on paved roads. It's fun, but at its core, it's still very much a crossover. Same story with the Jeep Renegade Trailhawk. It wears trail badges, but doesn't quite have that authentic off-road soul. The Suzuki Jimny comes close, but it's not widely available in the US market. That leaves a huge gap. Toyota saw that opening and stepped right into it. Under the hood, Toyota isn't chasing huge horsepower numbers. That's not the priority here. What matters is torque. Controlled, steady, low-end torque. The kind that keeps the wheels turning at 1 mile per hour when you're climbing something you're not even sure you should be climbing. There's talk of a hybrid setup. Not for saving gas on your way to work, but for instant torque delivery when traction matters most. That's clever engineering. Quiet power when you need it, with the reliability Toyota is known for. Inside, you won't be greeted by glossy panels that beg you not to scratch them. Instead, it feels like a place built to be used. Simple, rugged surfaces. Switches spaced out so you can hit them even with gloves on. Grab handles where you expect them. You can almost feel the designers asking themselves not, does this look premium? But will this still work after years of dirt and dust? And honestly, that mindset is refreshing. Sure, there's a screen. There's modern tech. Toyota isn't ignoring the present, but nothing feels overly delicate. It doesn't give you that anxiety some luxury SUVs do, where you're afraid to get it dirty. In the Mini FJ, dirt feels welcome. Mud feels welcome. It's the kind of vehicle you'd hose down without thinking twice. And that right there is why so many people are excited. We're in a time where SUVs have become lifestyle statements, a certain look, a certain image. But deep down, a lot of enthusiasts miss the days when SUVs weren't about image, when they were about getting somewhere difficult and making memories there. Toyota is tapping into that emotion, that nostalgia, that raw spirit of adventure. Let's talk about what this means for the US market, because this is important. The full-size Land Cruiser has always had a reputation, powerful, dependable, but also big and expensive. Many people love the idea of owning one, but it's not exactly accessible. The Mini FJ changes that. It offers a way into the Land Cruiser world. Without committing to a massive footprint or a luxury-sized budget, imagine someone who loves off-roading but doesn't want or need a full-size SUV. Someone who wants something easy to park during the week and wild enough to explore on weekends. That's exactly the person Toyota is building this for. Young enthusiasts, weekend explorers, people who want capability without excess. And there's also something cool about the way this Mini FJ carries itself. It doesn't feel like it's trying to impress anyone. It feels confident in a quiet way, almost like it knows that true capability doesn't need a loud presentation. It just works when you need it. That calm confidence is what made the original Land Cruisers legendary. No drama, no bragging, just results. Picture it again. A dusty trail, sunlight flickering through tall pine trees, rocks shifting under the tires, a small SUV moving forward slowly but steadily, suspension flexing, engine humming with certainty. You step out, close the door, hear that satisfying thud of a solid build, and for a moment everything feels simple. Just you, the trail, and a machine built to get you there. That's not just transportation, that's freedom. And that is what makes vehicles like this matter. Not just the specs or the angles or the marketing terms. It's the feeling, the possibility, the idea that you can wake up on a Saturday morning, point somewhere on a map and go. No overthinking. No worrying about whether your vehicle can handle it. It just can. Toyota understands that feeling. They've seen what their Land Cruisers mean to people across the world. Farmers, explorers, soldiers, families crossing rough terrain. This Mini FJ carries that same mission, just in a size that fits modern life a little better. If Toyota delivers on everything they've hinted at, this Mini FJ won't just be another SUV release. It could mark a shift, a reminder to other brands that authenticity still matters, that you can strip away the fluff and build something with real purpose and people will respond. And I think they will. Actually, I think they already have. If you're someone who watches press releases and thinks about approach angles more than interior mood lighting, you're exactly the kind of person Toyota made this for. And honestly, that makes it exciting, because this feels like the beginning of something, not just another model year refresh. And that's the story of the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser Mini FJ. Compact in size, massive in spirit, a reminder that capability isn't always about being the biggest. Sometimes it's about being the most focused, the most determined, the most honest about what you were built to do.